Alright, let's talk to Miss White.
Good day to you, miss. You have some very beautiful plants here.
Why, thank you, sir, and good day to you too. But
Oh, I do beg your pardon. My name is Dr. John Watson. This is my good friend, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
I am honored to make your acquaintance, gentlemen. My name is Margaret White. Excuse me, but are you Sherlock Holmes, the great detective?
Yes, I am he.
What a pleasure to see you here at Kew Gardens. Are you working on a case?
Let's look at her! What is that? What is it? Expensive perfume? Alright, expensive perfume. Of all the things, expensive perfume. Her boobs are not a clue, her crotch is not a clue, oh, her hands are a clue. Poor family? Pink marks, past malnutrition. I mean, her crotch is kind of a clue, like her hands are right there. Every time, this game. Anyway. What's going on? Unmarried. Poor family, expensive perfume, unmarried, theft of plants.
Yes, a theft of plants that took place here a few days ago after their most recent exhibition.
Oh, yes, of course. I quite forgot about that.
You forgot? You forgot about theft at your gardens?
Oh, it's quite understandable that you might forget about the theft of the plants, miss, after the tragedy that took place here.
Yes. The director was a truly good man. It is such a terrible misfortune.
He's a good man? How is he a good man?
Would you happen to know why part of the colonial collection was cleared?
No, I have never been there.
You've never been in the colonial... You work here. You work here, you've never been in the colonial collection? Do you work here?
Do you work here?
Part-time only. I am a biology student at the London University. I attend the same classes as the son of Mr. Montague Dunn. That is how I found my chance to work here for part of my thesis, you see. It is a great honor.
Alright.
How well did you know Mr. Montague Dunn?
He was a master, a great leader. I saw him almost as a spiritual father.
Oh, did you really?
He had an exceptional nature?
Oh yes, indeed. He was always so active and so optimistic, and very nice to me. Although he could behave harshly towards his son.
Why so?
He loved his son dearly and wanted the very best for him. It made him extremely demanding. Albert, who is naturally shy, suffered because of it.
He wanted the best for him, therefore he crushed him. Cool story.
The Divine Syndicate. Does that name mean anything to you, by any chance?
Not at all. But it is a very pretty name.
Oh, is it?
Most of the doors in Kew Gardens are locked. Do you have a key to this room?
Oh, yes. Albert gave me a set of duplicate keys. He agreed I might carry out my studies without disturbing him. It is only temporary.
Thank you, miss. None of the 3 people who work at Kew Gardens know why half of the colonial collection was cleared. So, someone is lying. It is obvious.
Yes. Yes, Sherlock, someone is lying. Someone is lying, ladies and gentlemen. That's what Sherlock Holmes found out today. Alright. Hey look, nursery. Let's see, I don't know what that is. What is that? Can we uncover this? No?
The
Seeds.
seeds of plant species are stored here.
Yes, they are. It looks like cereal. Porridge? Or like rice bubbles or rice crisps, whatever they're called. Not that looks like noodles. I'm hungry right now, I'm telling you. Some of these might be noodles. Or like cereal. That's it? The whole room is just noodle cups? There's no clues in here? Alright, there's no clues in here. Uh, why is there a bust? Oh, they threw his bust away.
It is a bust of Montague Dunn.
He died like 2 days ago and they threw his bust away.
I am curious if the marble that we found will fit this place.
Yes, yes it does, look.
Here it is. The marble fragment that we found in the Colonial Collection Room is what they have in common.
Alright. Watson, go move, thank you. He's been dead for 2 days and they threw his bust away. Funny. Alright, more plants, soil and things.
These young plants must be delicate if they are kept in the nursery.
Sure. Plant nursery. Wait, what's that? Oh, there's plants up there as well. Exhibition of rare and exotic plants, new gardens. Alright. That's a poster for the exhibition. Diplomas.
A master's degree diploma. It belongs to Martin Hamish.
Certificate for outstanding botanical research, Martin Hamish.
An award presented to Martin Hamish for Best Grower of the Year.
Well, he was recognized. Martin Hamish is recognized for his work. It's not like he was completely put aside.
A glasses case. It is empty.
Right, because he's wearing his glasses. That's a microscope, look at that. Wait, none of this is important?
A thesis written by Martin Hamish. This area serves as Martin Hamish's office.
Right. So he's a scholar and a gardener, and he is well recognized for his work. Horticultural competition, exhibition of garden plants. Right. Okay, well, all of that is
Locked.
all of that is fine. And now we have this building.
Locked.
Alright, time to ransack the office. Laboratory table, wet bottle trace.
There was a bottle here. It left behind a trace of the substance that pervaded the laboratory.
Gold dust? Good heavens. What's it doing here?
The gold is almost immune to chemical attacks, so it may be a valuable auxiliary for various experiments.
But why would anyone perform such experiments in a botanical garden?
Right, so gold, if you don't know, gold is non-reactive to a lot of things. Which makes it useful because it resists corrosion, because it doesn't react, right? So it resists corrosion, so you can use it in kind of weird chemical experiments.
Several drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around. Several drops. The bottle is no longer here, but it is possible to detect a faint scent. We need a good nose.
Alright, we need the dog. Fetch the dog. What's going on? Let me just look around. Table for experiments.
This is a table for experiments. It resembles my own.
Only this one is kept in good order, Holmes.
Thanks, Watson. Table for experiments. Phonograph.
A phonograph used for voice recording. Remarkable.
Yes, this is quite a modern laboratory.
Edison standard phonography. Can we just take those? Turn handle.
I don't hear anything.
You're an idiot. 245S.
And it seems clear from these multiple experiments that plants do respond to their environment and have a form of consciousness. Margaret White, February 1895. Report number 245.
Study report.
You don't need consciousness to respond to your environment. You don't need. All right, well, it's White.
Martin Hamish's perception of plants. The notion of communication in the plant world has long been considered marginal, yet I remain convinced that some plants do indeed transmit chemical signals in the event of attack.
A study report by Martin Hamish.
Well, they do use chemicals. Yeah. So sometimes when plants, like when they're damaged, they release certain chemicals that when other parts of the plant or when other plants detect those chemicals, then they produce toxins and things like that. So plants can kind of communicate even without any sort of nervous system, because like the chemical reactions will naturally cause them to kind of do things. I'm not explaining that very well, am I?
Chemicals. A sufficient quantity for some serious experiments.
That's it? Just chemicals? University of Cambridge Botanical Section.
A botany book.
Indeed. Repeat year, Albert Dunn.
This student's book belongs to Albert.
And he failed and he had to do it again. Albert Dunn, repeat year. Protective equipment. We're missing one.
It appears as though the protective equipment is missing from here.
Yes, it is.
Such masks are generally worn when dealing with toxic chemicals. Gloves, waterproof aprons, everything one might need for self-protection.
Do they grow dangerous plants here?
Apparently, yes, Watson. Alright, so there's all that.
Locked.
Cloak.
Holmes, Albert Dunn didn't give us the key to this door.
It does not matter. We will open it.
Yes, we will. Alright, so here's the thing, right? We're going to use... Just keep an eye on the very left-hand side. So there's the line there. Let me switch to the next one. Oh, we'll figure that out later on. Let me switch to the next one and find out that there's one line there. So there's only one line, so that just lines up. And then the next one, and again there's only one line, so that just lines up. Alright, let me just make sure that lines up there. There you go. And that's it. And then the last one, we can also see the lines on the, oops. Oh, this has to plug in there. And that's it. So
Open.
So the lockpicking puzzles, there's all these like windows and bits. in each cylinder. And you would think that it would be quite complicated, try to line up the windows and the lines and everything else. But all you need to do is just to look at the ends. Either look at the far left end or the far right end. Because there's one line that, so the line kind of comes in and then it kind of curves and then it kind of goes around the middle bit in a complex pattern. And then it goes out in one line. So the complex pattern you don't have to actually look at all. You can just completely ignore the complex pattern in the middle and just look at the one line that comes in from the side, and that's your solution. So the lockpicking is actually really simple. Miss
Miss
White's
White's locker.
locker.
A draft of the letter that Miss White sent to her parents.
Dear Mother and Father, I am writing this letter with reluctance to ask for your help. My studies and my housing costs have proven to be more expensive than I had anticipated. I fear, therefore, that I may not be able to manage in the long term. I know that we've had our disagreements in the past, but would you be so heartless as to allow your daughter to fail her studies due to lack of money, Margaret? Alright, she needs money.
Apparently, Miss White is a capable student.
Now read it.
Apparently, Miss White is a capable student.
Alright, a master's degree in chemistry. Wait, that's
Apparently, Miss
chemistry.
White is a capable student.
Chemistry, not botany, chemistry. And
Apparently, Miss White is a capable student.
special mention. So with honors. Jewel box. Let me look around the outside first. Alright, there's nothing on the outside. That's a lot of jewelry.
These jewels must be worth a small fortune.
That's a lot of jewelry. Albert's letter to Miss White. Dear Margaret, I know how your financial troubles are overwhelming you at this present time. Please let me reassure you that I could not permit you to remain in such a dilemma. I was born of a wealthy family. I would consider it an honor if you might accept my help. Your devoted servant, Albert. That's a bit much. Your devoted servant, that's a little bit over the top.
A vanity purse. It is of high quality.
Yes. Margaret, we were surprised to receive your letter. How could you think to ask us for money after all these years that have passed since you left and without any thought of us? You have never shared with us any detail of your success at the university, but you choose to do so now. We suppose you must be ashamed of us, for we are not from the same high class as your new friends. Yes, we are modest people, but you should learn to put your family first as we at home have always done. And none of us ever compromised their reputation, as it appears you have already with your employer, Mr. Dunn. No, Margaret, it is you who makes us feel ashamed, your parents. Compromise their reputation, as it appears you have already with your employer, Mr. Dunn. Well, she's got a box of jewelry out of it. You know? You gotta get paid, am I right? What's a little reputation in exchange for a lot of jewelry? You know what I mean?
Martin Hamish's locker.
Martin Hamish's locker.
Martin Hamish studied chemistry. Interesting.
Chemistry. Okay, everyone's studying chemistry here. Martin Hamish's ambition, Mr. General Secretary, recent events unfolding at Kew Gardens obliged me to renew my application for the management position. As I have stated already in my previous letters, I believe that no one is better suited for the post. While Mr. Montague Dunn was alive, I understood your reservations to my suggestion. Your reasons were political, and so I was happy to comply. But now the Kew Gardens lie in disorder. How can I stand by and allow it? How can I leave them in the hands of inexperienced people with no motivation? I must urge you to cast your decisions as a matter of urgency so that I may devote myself entirely to the noble task ahead and free my mind from this uncertainty. Alright, he wants to become the director.